It's okay to still like the premise of Pokemon Sword and Shield despite what everyone, myself included, has been saying about it. Don't get me wrong, I am in the camp of people who believes that some of this game looks quite lazy, especially designs like Impidimp. That thing just doesn't look like a Pokemon to me. It just looks like something they just threw together, made purple, and said, here you go. But this game does still have a lot to look forward to, a lot to be excited about. First off, it has like the first open world area, the wild area, which is the only place in the game where you'll be able to see wild Pokemon on the map, but still, that's more than what we've ever had before, where you just have to walk in the tall grass. That's new, that's exciting, unless you count Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, but I don't count those as core games. I don't care what Felicify says. There's an entire gym tournament now where you're competing with other trainers to become the top spot to face Leon, instead of it just being go through the 8 gyms, get your badges, beat the Elite Four, you're done. You now actually have to compete. Not to mention the multiplayer element of max raid battles where you and 3 others take on one massive Pokemon, possibly in local multiplayer with your friends, to possibly get a really rare, powerful Pokemon. On top of which, they upgraded the Rotom Dex into a Rotom phone, so it's a smartphone, that's your Pokedex now, which is hilarious. And there's no more mini-map, I don't think. So, no more hand-holding. That's gonna be nice. Don't have to worry about HMs in this game. We don't have to sacrifice a party member just to do cutting trees, or pushing a boulder, or going up a waterfall. It's all handled by the Rotom Dex and the Corviknight system, which is great. And yes, parts of this game do look really iffy, but other parts just look amazing. Like, look at this Dynamax animation. I don't like Dynamaxing itself, but the animation of throwing those giant balls and watching them explode the particle effects looks great. And with the inclusion of
Gigantamaxing,
we also got our Mega Evolutions back. Technically, though it's in rare species of only certain Pokemon, it is there. And it's still Dynamaxing. Not to mention, it made gym battles bigger than they were before. They're now televised events. They're no longer just areas where you walk in, just fight the gym leader, leave with your badge, you're done. It's now a televised event. You are there to perform a battle for a public event. So, as much as I and the rest of the community get on these games because we think they suck, there is still a lot to like here. It's not just the static formula we've had, excluding Sun and Moon, for the last 20 years. This is starting to shake things up a bit. It's just Game Freak's cutting corners in places, and the rest of us don't really like that. There's nothing we can do about it, though. Game Freak did say they're upgrading the graphics, but that's because they're doing that anyway. It's their job. They have to get that done by November. And as much as I hate Impidimp because it's a lazy design that they didn't even bother to show off in this Pokemon trailer, even though we know about it, I do still really like the design of Duraludon and Yamper, even though Duraludon just looks like Gigalith. And they are doing that thing again where they make inanimate objects like chandeliers into Pokemon, garbage bags into Pokemon, when they make a cake, a living cake. That's kind of a weird thing, but you know what? I kind of like alchemy. I butchered that name on purpose. I promise it was for the sake of comedy. I'm not funny. But what about you guys? I know what's wrong with Sword and Shield, but what are you looking forward to? Let me know down in the comments below. I do read everybody's response. I heart as many as I can, unless it's kind of negative, in which case, I don't heart it, but I do acknowledge it, because it's an opinion. It's important to acknowledge a community's opinions. That's what this video is about, really. To hear the good part of the Pokemon Sword and Shield community, because I want to know. I want to know what people are excited about. I want to know what they're not excited about. Just let me know down below in the comments, and I'll be reading. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. Ring that little bell if you want to see more of my trash content 3 times a week. If I can help it. Sometimes I can't. Last week I couldn't. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!